Topic number 6 is Paradise on Earth. And Ahmadi is very fortunate inasmuch he has recognized and accepted the promised Messiah. This is indeed a priceless blessing, and the person who does not take full advantage of it denies himself true happiness, because Ahmadiyyat or true Islam leads one to that blessed state, paradise on earth. Islam is a religion which can bring permanent happiness to the heart and soul of a person, in spite of being frequently afflicted with suffering of one kind or another, hardships, disappointments, and other kinds of inconveniences. In other words, it is through Islam that one can experience paradise on earth. This is no idle dream. It is the truth, and if one wishes to dwell in paradise while living in this world, then Islam guides the way and provides the opportunity for one to enjoy this heavenly experience. Is it not something that we should eagerly desire to attain? The promised Messiah has written, "Our paradise is our God. Our highest delights are in our God. We have seen him and found in him loveliness of every kind. This treasure is worth having, even if it is at the cost of one's life. This jewel is worth purchasing, even if the price is one's whole self." Everyone wants to be happy, but everyone's idea of happiness is not the same. Often a person thinks that he would find happiness through the fulfillment of some particular desire or cherished goal. It might be getting married, the appointment to a certain position, making plenty of money, the birth of a child, or 1,001 other wishes. Islam teaches that the source of true and lasting happiness is knowledge and love of God. While the lawful pleasures of this world are in no way despised or condemned, they can in no way fill the heart with that heavenly bliss which results from deep attachment to God and from the cultivation of pure and noble habits. In our search for heaven on earth, the promised Messiah has said, "Real and true happiness lies in the recognition of God." And Hazrat Khalifatul Masih II has said, "Paradise lies in spiritual progress and not in the satisfaction of physical desires." There is no doubt about it that the fruits of paradise can be tasted on this side of the grave. Allah says in the Holy Quran, "But for him who fears and stands before his Lord, there are 2 gardens." In his interpretation of this verse, the promised Messiah has explained that it refers to 2 paradises, one in this world and the other in the world to come. In this world, God purifies, comforts, and strengthens the hearts of his devoted servants, and this condition may be described as heaven on earth. Referring to these people in the Holy Quran, Allah says, "We are your friends in this life and in the hereafter." And again, "For them are glad tidings in the present life and in the hereafter." The Holy Prophet is reported to have said that the rewards and blessings of paradise are beyond the imagination of the mind to understand and appreciate. He said, "The blessings of paradise are things which the eye has not seen, the ear has not heard, nor has the mind of man conceived." This is confirmed by the Holy Quran in the following verse: "And no soul knows what joy of the eye is kept hidden for them, as a reward for their good work." The reason is that man has not been given senses with which he can recognize and fully understand the conditions of the next life. Man's senses can only pick up and interpret the vibrations of this world, with the capacity of experiencing a glimmer of heavenly life in this very world. And that glimmer is to him something very wonderful. Man cannot imagine the tremendous intensity of the heat of the sun, yet he can enjoy its warm rays, which in no way compares with the temperature of the sun itself. Similarly, the state of paradise experienced in this world is incomparable with the state of paradise in the hereafter. The objection may be raised that as the Quran and the Holy Prophet have stated that man cannot conceive the nature of the blessings of paradise, then there exists a contradiction in saying that he can also experience the fruits of paradise in this world. The point has been explained that the rewards of paradise in the hereafter are far and high above those enjoyed in this life. Furthermore, the Holy Quran states that while they are not the same, there is some resemblance between the two. We read in the Holy Quran, "And give glad tidings to those who believe and do good works, that for them are gardens beneath which flow streams. Whenever they are given a portion of the fruit therefrom, they will say, 'This is what was given to us before,' and gifts mutually resembling shall be brought to them. And they will have therein mates perfectly pure, and therein will they abide." This verse implies that the spiritual fruits of the next life resemble the spiritual fruits of this life, although they are not the same. It should also be kept in mind that the descriptions of paradise in the Holy Quran are metaphorical and should not be interpreted literally. Gardens, streams, fruits, honey, milk, and other objects mentioned in the description of paradise are things which everyone is fully aware of in this world. In order to give an indication of the enjoyments of paradise, the Quran has likened them to some of the good and enjoyable things of this life. They also have symbolic meanings. Milk represents spiritual knowledge, streams, good deeds, fruits, spiritual rewards, and so on. The next world is not composed of atoms. Therefore, nothing about it is material or identical to the things of this world. There is no sweeter or more rewarding aspiration than the cultivation of heavenly characteristics within oneself, as this is the means of experiencing paradise on earth. Islam is not a dry and lifeless code of rules and teachings, but rather it is a life-giving message providing guidance which can uplift one into a world of divine happiness and contentment, which may truly be described as a state of paradise on earth. No doubt this prize cannot be attained in one step. It demands perseverance in self-transformation. Furthermore, one must be in earnest and restless to make a progressive advancement along the path of virtue. And this is what Islam is all about. For in the Holy Quran, Muslims have been called upon by Allah to endeavour to excel one another in virtue and steadfastness. The highway to paradise on earth and in the hereafter is wide open for everyone to travel along. There is something far more than the possession of wealth and in the enjoyment of worldly comforts. Although these things are not condemned by Islam, it does make it crystal clear that spiritual prosperity is infinitely more important than worldly prosperity. The pleasure derived from a deep connection with Allah and the living of a noble and virtuous life far exceeds the pleasure gained only from material enjoyments. Spiritual power enables one to sail through the storms of life with patience and fortitude, and grants one contentment of heart under all circumstances. It calls for the adjustment of one's thoughts in conformity with divine laws and good general conduct. Allah says regarding the virtuous, "Verily, the most honourable person in the sight of Allah is he who is most righteous." And again, the best provision is righteousness. So real prosperity lies through religion and living the right kind of life, as is clear from the Holy Quran, in which Allah says, "So fear Allah, O men of understanding, that you may prosper." And again, "O you who believe, be patient and enjoin patience, and be firm and fear God, that you may prosper." So life on this earth is a preparation ground for the life to come. Through righteous conduct and behavior, one can find paradise here on earth, even before one reaches the grave. Prosperous indeed is the person who finds it. There is no comparison between heavenly contentment and the pleasure gained from things of this world. Regarding the things of this world, Allah says in the Holy Quran, "And the life of this world is only a pleasure and a sport, but surely the abode of the hereafter is better for those who are pious." Will you not then understand? And O my people, this life of the world is but a temporary provision, and the hereafter is certainly the home for the permanent abode. Anything worthwhile achieving requires effort, and this principle also holds true in the development of spiritual qualities, which is the ultimate goal of Islam in this life. Physical health is a great blessing, but spiritual health is a far greater one. Man becomes very concerned for himself over the smallest physical ailment and will anxiously seek relief even for a headache or common cold. It is unfortunate that usually he has little or no concern for his spiritual ailments. Every one is a walking advertisement of himself, and in order to show himself at his best, he must imbue himself with heavenly qualities. These he may acquire through prayer, right thinking, and right actions, for as a man thinketh, so he becomes. Contemplation on holy and noble virtues crystallize into holy and noble conduct. This is the golden gateway to spiritual prosperity, which brightens the soul with the sunshine of paradise. Such a person takes paradise with him wherever he goes.